Hello and welcome to C4Click's Project Estimator Training video. We're going to be looking at printing estimates today. We are going to cover how to select the different estimates to print, checking out that reports button, choosing a report, turning on and off the different printing options, checking out those output options, and we're going to clean up today with the export completed window. So we're going to swing over here to E4Clicks and we are going to start on the Estimates tab of the Update Project window. And it's important to start there because what do we print? We print estimates, all right? We print estimates. I'm going to repeat myself on purpose there. So we do not print projects. We do not print line items. We print estimates. Anybody have any idea what we print? That's right, estimates. All right. So we are looking at the estimates inside of this project. We can print one or more estimates at a time. We simply tag the estimates that we would like to print to get started. So here's kind of our project that we've been working through as we've gone through our different videos here. We can see the top two don't have any money and the bottom two do have some money. So if we come down here, we want to check mark or tag, as we like to call it, these last two estimates. So we can use our mouse to check that, to tag that, like we showed. Or, anybody remember the hotkey to tag an estimate or any item we're on? That's right, the space bar. So we've tagged those two items. All right, how do we get to reports? Normally we would right-click at this point, right, to do something, and that would give us the estimate activities menu options. The button right next to it is called reports. So if we hit reports, you can see that we've got several different report options here. We are going to focus on the print estimates in this video here, but there's some other good ones. All right. The hotkey, if you like hotkeys again, is Control R for our estimate reports. If we like the toolbar icons, we've got a little printer icon right up there. You see that? We can go to print estimates there. All right. So either one of those ways will get you there. When we click that, we get the Estimate Report Options window that opens up. Okay, this window's got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to hit some of this, hit the highlights, and then I'm going to reference some areas where you could go back and check out more information. Okay, so let me show you two things, and then we'll dig into this window a little bit. All right, first of all, as in any of our windows here, on the very bottom right is a Help button. Okay, you can use help up here to get to the same place, but down here on the bottom right is a help button. If we press the help button, this will open up our help, which is fantastic. What it actually gives you is an interactive picture of the window that you're looking at. What we can do here is if we want to know about estimate reports, what we mean by interactive is that when we click on this area or section of the window, it's going to get us and we're going to read about the estimate reports panel. We can see what each of the different reports is going to give us, and we can learn all kinds of cool information. We could do the same thing about the options or the output. All this stuff we get to check out right from our help window. It is brilliant. The other thing I want to show you is some of our documents, some of the references that we create to get you ahead in the game. If we go up to Browse and References, that's Browse and References, this brings up the references window, and this has a bunch of cool information. All right, we've got the E4Clicks documents as well as some of the RS Means information, the beginning of the book, the back of the book, the tips at the beginning of each division or subdivision. But up here the top one, the E4Clicks documents, we have all kinds of different little PDFs that you can jump in and look at. Specifically, we've got the user's manual. So this is almost 900 pages of the most exciting reading that you will ever do, right? But if we open that up with a nice little double click, it's going to open up the user's manual. I've got this pre-selected here to the right page here, but what we've got up here in the Printing Estimate Reports chapter are some different references kind of near the end there. This is a great chapter specifically about what we're talking about here, and the whole book is chock full of great stuff. Okay, I'm going to come right back here in a second, but let's swing back over to Project Estimator, and now let's take a look at this window. There's three main sections here. We're going to look at each one. The estimate reports. These are different reports that we've created for you to run. It's really cool. You could choose different reports based on the information you want to share, how you want it to look, maybe the audience that you need to go to. These are all there. If we swing back over, the first reference here is the reports. So we can find out different information about each one of these reports and maybe some of the interesting stuff about it. Okay, so we got 2 pages there that looks through all those different reports. After you choose a report, and as we scroll down and look at each one of these different ones, you can see that the options panel here is changing. Okay, the options represent different information we can turn on and off for the different report that we're looking at. So here we've got this turned on, that turned on, we're not including this, and we can go and change any of these back and forth. How do we know what each one of these does? You're right, you can hit the Help button, or the next couple of pages in the references here show you each one of these and explains what that does, what it displays, what it includes. Okay, so we've got several different pages there that shows all of that different stuff. Pretty cool? All right, the last column, if you will, is the output stuff and some other the different specialized stuff. So we can go directly to a printer, we get a little preview window, or we can go and create an Excel spreadsheet or an Adobe PDF. All right, now if we go straight to the printer, notice that we don't have these 2 tabs here, we're simply printing. If we choose one of these 2 options, we're actually creating a file to save somewhere on your computer. So we get 2 more options, the Destinations Option tab and the File Naming Options tab. So for our destinations, we can choose our Documents folder, and this will walk us through creating it if we don't have one, some of our other different folders, or we can specify any destination we want. So we could click over here on the little yellow folder button, and that'll take us out to Windows Explorer, and we can choose where we'd like to go. All right, so basically telling it where to save the file. Then we can name the file. You've already included a bunch of information that a lot of times gets dropped on top of the name of the report. So we can include the project number or the description, maybe the date, any of these stuff. We could do time, we could even do user text if you want to type in your own. So we could type something like that. So once we filled out these 2, then we know what the file will be named and where it will be saved. Below that, we have some different things. We have the opportunity to make these 2 estimates be individual. So we'd have a summary for each one and a summary for the total thing, and it would look like 2 separate estimates. Or we could do what we call a combined estimate. So even though it's broken out into 2, when we print it, we can make it look like it's one big estimate. So pretty cool to see that. All right, we could put on some user text, and if we use the little pull down, we could see that we could save different ones to pop on here at different times. We have an option to turn on a user image to change the image that we would normally get. And then we have a thing called alternate section. So any line items that have been altered from our pricing guides, we could call it alternates. But maybe you don't like that word, so maybe you would call it custom or something like that. So you can turn on the option to change that alternate label, and you could do that. Okay, and there's several other stuff that we just won't be able to get to, but this kind of gives us an idea. When we've got everything how we'd like it, we can click the OK button, and this will create our file. All right, I told you we'd kind of clean up with the Export Completed window here. So what we've got is we've got this created folder right where we asked it to go and named as we asked it to be named. We can open the file with this button. We could open the folder where it's located with this. We could copy this to our Windows clipboard, the PDF, so we could paste it somewhere later if we wanted to. We even have a send by email button, so this will try to open up your email and attach it and let you go with that. All right, and that'll give you some options on what you'd like to do, or if you don't want to, if you want to disable it altogether. Let's go ahead and hit the Open File button, and what this does is it opens up our PDF that we created. Okay, now at the top here we have our image, and we could have changed this to be our different image, right? Our user image, and then it's got our user text, who we are, different contract information, name of the project, all kinds of different stuff. Pretty awesome? Then we get our division summary where we can see where our money is at. We see our totaling components right here, our material, labor, and equipment, our MLE breakdown, price, non-price ratios, our grand total, all kinds of good stuff. And we can see it posts down some other information down there. Then we get into all the line items themselves. So by division here, we can see our line item number and our description. Obviously, there's the little header up there. We can see our takeoff, notes, unit of measure conversions, all that kind of good stuff, as well as our unit of measure quantity, unit cost, and then total cost. We also see that we got the book here, and we've got some different abbreviations. So let's go take a peek at what our different abbreviations would mean. After our options section, we have our legend and details. So this will describe each one of the different abbreviations that we would see and what it means. So this is the RS means 2016 building construction cost data. Material, labor, and equipment are included in this unit cost. It's a bare price, so they're using the bare column, and this is a priced line item. All right, so you can kind of see how they kind of make sense once you know what you're looking for. But that's what the legend is, and that's what each one of these means. As we scroll down, we'll see the different ones. You remember the alternate section? One of our different videos, we talked about creating a custom line item. Okay, so we can see that the book this time is custom. And we told you that we would evaluate whether we had kept the integrity of the pricing book, and anything that had changed from that, we would throw that in a different section so you would know that. This is where we could call it custom or something else with that report option we saw a minute ago. So hopefully that kind of makes sense, walking you through a different estimate, different report options. When we're done with this estimate export completed window, we can just close this and go back to work, which is pretty awesome. So hopefully that gives you some nice ideas and little pointers on printing estimates, shows you where some of the references are or some of the different things that you can get some deeper information that we just don't have time to go through. All right? Well, hopefully that helps out. Please look at our other training videos. As always, feel free to reach out to the support team, and we just hope you just have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks so much.